They had just taken the breathing tube out that morning. My throat was raw. My hands were shaking too hard to hold a cup of water. The ICU monitor was beeping steadily next to my bed, and my husband was standing in the doorway with a rolling suitcase. He wasn't there to bring me flowers. He was leaving. I asked him where he was going. He looked at my 4 lines, at the bruises on my arms, and he said it so calmly, like he was canceling a dinner reservation. He said, "Nora, be realistic. You were just dead weight. And a complete waste of my vacation days." Then he told me he was taking Mara on our 10th anniversary cruise instead. Because she actually deserved a vacation. My name is Nora. I'm 36 years old. And that was the last conversation I ever had with my husband as his wife. But it was the first conversation he had with the woman who would ruin his life. Stay with me. Because what he thought was a free cruise turned into the most expensive mistake he ever made. Welcome to Calm Verdict Stories, where betrayal never goes unanswered, and justice is always served cold. If you're new here, please subscribe. Your support means everything. I was an ER nurse for 12 years at St. Jude Memorial in Portland. I spent my life taking care of people on the worst days of their lives. My husband's name was Derek. Derek Cole. 38, a real estate broker. Charming, tan, the kind of man who could sell a condo with water damage and make you thank him for it. We'd been together for 11 years, married for 9. No kids yet. We'd been trying, but with my shifts and his busy season, it just kept getting pushed. I was the steady one. I paid half the mortgage even when the housing market crashed and his commissions dried up for 6 months. I packed his lunches. I ironed his open house shirts. I remembered his mother's birthday when he forgot. 2 years ago, for our 8th anniversary, Derek booked us a cruise. An Alaskan Inside Passage cruise. 7 nights. A balcony suite. It was our dream trip. We'd never been able to afford it before. He put it on my credit card, actually. He said his business card was maxed out from staging a listing. I didn't mind. I had good credit. I worked overtime for 3 months to pay it off. Then COVID hit, the cruise was cancelled, and we got a future cruise credit. Good for 2 years. That credit sat there. And for 2 years, Derek talked about that cruise like it was holy. Our 10-year redo, Nora. Just us. No phones. We'll renew our vows in Juneau. I believed him. God help me, I believed every word. 6 weeks before we were set to sail, his ex-girlfriend Mara moved back to Portland. Mara Bennett. 35. They dated in college. She was a travel influencer now, or at least that's what her Instagram said. Lots of bikinis, lots of free hotel rooms, lots of brand partnerships that looked suspiciously like other people's boyfriends. Derek told me she reached out because she needed a realtor. She was looking to buy. Totally professional. I saw the messages once, when his phone lit up while he was in the shower. It wasn't professional. It was, remember our spot at Cannon Beach? LOL and heart emojis. I confronted him. Calmly. I'm a nurse. I don't yell in a crisis. He laughed. He called me insecure and jealous. He said, Nora, you work 14-hour shifts smelling like antiseptic. Mara just appreciates what I do. Don't make this weird. It's our anniversary cruise in a month. So I let it go. I wanted to believe in our 10 years. That was my first mistake. 5 days before the cruise, I was at work. A 12-hour shift in the ER. Around hour 10, I got this sharp, low pain in my right side. I thought it was just cramps, stress. I ignored it. That's what nurses do. We're terrible patients. By hour 11, I was pale, sweating, and my charge nurse took one look at me and said, Nora. Now. My appendix had ruptured. I went into septic shock in the CT scanner. I woke up 2 days later in the surgical ICU, intubated, with drains coming out of my abdomen. The infection had been bad. Really bad. The surgeon told Derek I was lucky to be alive. I'd be in the ICU for at least another 4 to 5 days, then a week on a regular floor. Derek sat by my bed that first day I was awake. He held my hand. He looked tired. I thought he was worried. He was just waiting for me to be conscious enough to understand him. On day 3 in the ICU, the morning the breathing tube came out, he walked in with his big navy Rimowa suitcase. Our crew's suitcase. I thought maybe he was bringing me clothes for when I got discharged. I was so out of it from the pain meds. I asked, "What's with the bag?" He sighed. That annoyed sigh he did when I asked him to take out the trash. He said, "Nora, the cruise leaves tomorrow out of Seattle. It's non-refundable. It's our 10-year anniversary." I smiled, my throat burning. I croaked, "We can rebook. Use the insurance." That's when his face changed. He said, "I'm not canceling. I already changed the name on the reservation. Mara is coming with me." I just stared at him. The heart monitor started beeping faster. A nurse peeked in. I whispered, "What?" He leaned in, like he was being kind by explaining it slowly to a stupid child. He said, "Look at you. You can barely talk. You're going to be in this bed for another week. You were just dead weight. And a complete waste of my vacation days. I worked hard this year. I deserve this trip. Mara appreciates me. She's fun. She's grateful. You're just sick all the time. And negative. Sick all the time. I had a ruptured appendix. I nearly died of sepsis saving other people's lives." He continued, "Don't be dramatic. The nurses here can take care of you. That's literally their job. I'll bring you back a magnet." Then he kissed my forehead. My sweaty, feverish forehead. And he walked out, rolling our anniversary suitcase behind him. My sister, Lena, walked in 10 minutes later and found me crying silently, with all my monitors alarming. Derek posted his first cruise photo 3 hours later. Him and Mara at the Seattle port, holding up champagne. Caption, "Sometimes the universe corrects itself. 10-year anniversary trip with my real soulmate. Blessed Alaska." Finally he tagged me in it. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I'm an ICU nurse. I've watched people code. Panic kills people. So I got calm. Ice calm. I asked Lena to bring me my phone, my laptop, and my purse from my locker at work. First, I called the cruise line. North Star Voyages. I'm polite. I'm a nurse. I'm good in a crisis. I said, "Hi, my name is Nora Cole. My husband just fraudulently changed the name on our reservation while I am intubated in the ICU. Reservation number is NS77419. The agent was quiet for a second. I could hear her typing. She said, Ma'am, I see the name change was processed yesterday. A Derek Cole authorized it." I said, "That reservation was purchased entirely on my personal Chase Sapphire card, in my name only. I have the statements. He is an unauthorized user on nothing. I did not authorize that change. I believe this is identity theft and credit card fraud. I would like to file a formal dispute and have the secondary passenger removed for security reasons." She transferred me to fraud prevention. I love fraud prevention people. They don't mess around. Second call, while on hold with the cruise line, I called Chase. I reported my card stolen. Not lost. Stolen. I disputed every single onboard charge Derek had pre-authorized. The drink package. The specialty dining. The shore excursions. $4,700. Gone. Frozen. Third, I texted Derek one message. Calm. Have a wonderful trip. I've notified North Star Voyages fraud department that you changed the reservation without my consent while I was incapacitated in the ICU. Don't charge anything to my card. Love, Nora. He called me back instantly, screaming from the cruise terminal. I let it go to voicemail. He left 3 messages. First angry, then panicked, then begging. I turned my phone off and went to sleep for the first time since my surgery. The calm verdict had started. Here is what happened on that 7-day cruise, according to Lena, the cruise line, and later, Mara herself. Day 1, embarkation. Derek and Mara get to their balcony suite. His key card doesn't work. Guest services informs him the secondary passenger, Mara Bennett, has been flagged and removed from the reservation for a fraud investigation. She is not allowed to board. She is escorted off the ship in Seattle while Derek is yelling at a 22-year-old guest services agent. He had two choices, sail alone on my dime, or get off and lose everything. He sailed. Alone. In our anniversary suite. Day 1, hour 2, his onboard charge account is declined. Every card he tried. Because I'd frozen everything. The drink package was cancelled. His internet package was cancelled. He had no way to call anyone except the $9.99 a minute ship phone. He spent 7 days in Alaska, alone, in a balcony suite for two, eating only what was included in the buffet, being pitted by elderly couples. But that was just the beginning. While he was at sea with no cell service, I was working from my hospital bed. I called a divorce attorney my charge nurse recommended. A shark. Her name was Priya. I emailed her photos of me in the ICU, Derek's Instagram post tagging me, and the cruise line fraud report. She filed for emergency divorce and a temporary restraining order on our joint accounts that same day. Derek had been using our joint savings account to pay 4 business lunches with Mara for months. $8,000 in hotels, dinners, gifts. Priya found it all in 20 minutes. I also called Derek's managing broker at Premier Realty Group. I was calm. Professional. I said, I wanted to let you know that my estranged husband Derek Cole is currently on a cruise he took with his mistress while I was in septic shock in the ICU. He committed credit card fraud to do it, using my card. I have filed a police report, case number available on request. I thought you should know, as he has access to client escrow accounts. They suspended his license pending an ethics investigation that afternoon. Real estate is all about trust. You can't sell someone a house if you left your wife to die for vacation days. Then came the public part. Mara was a travel influencer with 41,000 followers. She'd been posting stories from the port, crying about being left at the dock by a lying narcissist. I sent her a DM from my hospital bed. One message. I said, "Hi Mara. I'm Nora, Derek's wife. The one in the ICU. I'm sorry he lied to you too. He told me you knew I was sick and didn't care. Here are the screenshots of him telling me I was dead weight. Use them however you want. Good luck." She used them. Mara posted a 9-slide Instagram story that night titled PSA, Men Ain't ST. It included Derek's texts to me, his photo tagging me from the cruise, and a video of her getting kicked off the ship. It got 280,000 views. It was picked up by 2 gossip accounts. By day 4 of the cruise, Derek was a meme on Realtor TikTok. When that ship docked back in Seattle 7 days later, Derek turned his phone on to 147 missed calls, a locked bank account, an email from his broker terminating him for cause, a process server waiting at the port with divorce papers, and about 4,000 hate comments on Mara's post where someone had tagged his real estate page. He called me from the parking garage, crying. He said, "Nora, baby, please. It was a mistake. Mara manipulated me. I love you. Can you come get me? My cards aren't working." I was home by then. On my couch, with my sister bringing me soup. My incision was healing nicely. I said, calmly, "Derek, I'm still recovering. I can't lift more than 5 pounds. You're definitely more than that. You've always been dead weight. Call Mara." Oh wait. And I hung up. That was 11 months ago. The divorce was finalized 4 months ago. It was not friendly. Priya was magnificent. Because Derek committed financial infidelity and credit card fraud, and because I had proof he abandoned me while incapacitated, the judge was not sympathetic. I kept the house. I kept my retirement. I kept the cruise credit, which North Star Voyages reinstated to me with a formal apology and a free upgrade. Derek got his clothes, his car with the loan still on it, and half of a joint credit card debt that was mostly his hotel rooms with Mara. He lost his realtor license for 6 months. He's working at a car dealership now. He tried to get back into real estate last month. 3 different brokerages Googled his name and said no. Mara blocked him on everything after the cruise. Last I heard, she made a whole How I Almost Became a Homewrecker redemption series and gained 20,000 followers from it. Derek has texted me 17 times in the last 11 months. The messages went from I miss you to I'm sorry to you ruined my life to last week, can I please just get my air fryer back? I never replied to any of them. 2 months ago, I took that cruise. The Alaskan Inside Passage. Balcony Suite. I went with my sister Lena. We saw glaciers calve in Glacier Bay. We saw orcas in Juneau. We renewed absolutely nothing, because I didn't need to. I was already whole. On the last night, I stood on that balcony with a cup of tea, looking at the water, and I thought about that man in my ICU room with a suitcase. He thought I was dead weight. He thought I was a waste. He was right about one thing. I was a waste. I wasted 9 years loving a man who would leave me to die for a free drink package. I'm not wasted anymore. If you've ever been left when you needed someone most, I want you to know this: their leaving isn't your ending. It's your verdict. And you get to write it. Thank you for listening to my story on Calm Verdict Stories. If this story stayed with you, please like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're listening from. Your stories keep me going. I'm Nora. I'm healthy. I'm free. And my vacation days are all my own now. I'll see you in the next one.